Today we're going to be talking about avoiding pitfalls when doing planning for financial planning or looking at your insurance. We're all bombarded today on our media apps, on TV, on save money, on your insurance, and how to save money, how to save money, cut corners in almost every way. Whether it's even on an application, on an app where you put in your information. The risk that we see with this is that it can really leave you underinsured, and that could be an issue because all of your savings with a couple of mistakes can go away. So today, Tom and I wanted to talk a little bit about, from the insurance standpoint and the financial planning standpoint, why it's really a great idea to work with a financial planning team or insurance professional, and some of the pitfalls that other folks unfortunately make, and sometimes unknowingly, and how you can avoid them as you go forward and try to insure your life, your family, your business, your home, your property.
Yep. So with that, the basis is, if you own a home, auto, boat, recreational vehicles, you can cause damage to someone or someone else's property and be part of a lawsuit and a judgment against you. That judgment against you can be attached to your assets, your savings, your weekly paycheck. And the best way to protect that is have the primary coverage on all those assets. And then for maybe $400 to $500 a year, you can have another $1 million umbrella on top of all that to make sure if some sort of tragedy like that happened, where a judgment goes against you for over $500,000, you don't really have to worry. There was an incident around here a couple weeks ago where a young driver had 3 friends in the car, and he wound up being killed because of the accident. And that's beyond a tragedy, it's unimaginable. But those other 3 drivers, they're hurt, and their families are going to look for compensation. So that original family, they don't need further trauma, yes. But they need the protection. Hopefully they have it so that it can at least make everyone move on more quickly. And then if you don't have the proper coverage, it could affect your personal assets, cash, your nest egg that Chuck will help you protect and grow for retirement.
Yeah, so when we talk a lot about financial planning, so often a lot of new clients come to us and it's so exciting to talk about the investments, maybe not this year, but most years, right? And we go right into investments, dividends, growth, whatever it might be. And we talk a little bit about risk management in your portfolio, but risk management plays a much bigger role in your life. And I just want to remind everyone that, again, work with multiple professionals, and when you're surrounded by the right professionals when they coordinate with other folks in your life. I'm a true believer in that, because you can't be an expert in everything. When you think about risk, it's not just in your portfolio. It could be, property risk, right? What's happening on your property, or unfortunately in your home when you're on the road if you get in an accident. It could be healthcare, right? Are you taking advantage of your workplace benefits, or do you not have workplace benefits and have to get them? Because, as you know, even a small surgery right now can really put a dent into your savings or beyond that. It could be estate planning. It could be something in your business. It could be cash management. And one thing we talk to a lot of our clients as they age too is long-term care, right? Because, do you have assets to pay for long-term care, or do you maybe need some insurance with that? And what financial planning tries to do is blend this all in, because we all don't, unfortunately, have the assets to, buy the most of everything out there. So you really have to find the push and the pull and what's right. I think the take home is, make sure that you're not underinsured, make sure that you're not way overinsured, but that you have a nice balance of insurance, risk management, and opportunities for long-term growth in your portfolios, especially with inflation here hitting, high 7, 8, 9%, by the month. We don't know where it'll end up long-term. We think it'll settle a little bit, but inflation is a risk factor. So these are a lot of things you want to account for in your financial life. So one of the things I want to do too, and ask Tom to go first, is this is great. It's kind of a great conversation starter, but what are some of the calls to action in your world that folks can do on a yearly basis just to make sure that they're good?
Yeah, I would say go home, take a look at your personal auto policy, take a look at your homeowners, or even if you're a renter, you should have a renter's policy. If someone could come into your apartment, slip and fall, get hurt. Just because you don't own the building doesn't mean you're not responsible. And you're going to be included in a lawsuit. And while the judgment is one issue, someone has to defend that lawsuit. And we all know what lawyers cost. Do you want to pay that, or do you want the insurance company to pay that? boats, motorcycles, jet skis, all that stuff. Take a look at all the primary coverage, see if you can max out that coverage. That's affordable. And one of the benefits of dealing with independent guys like us is we don't just have one option. We can go to dozens of different, in my case, obviously property and casualty carriers, financial companies that you can go to for different markets, and max out that primary coverage. And then take a look at what an umbrella would cost based on that. Average, I've seen $300-400 a year for another $1 million of coverage. And if there's some sort of traumatic experience or tragedy, it's just one less thing to worry about. That's just take a look at that.
Yeah, and I wanted to add, in real estate, we're seeing people, because of the growth of the house, and they make a revenue, they're underinsured, so they should talk to, somebody
Yes.
like you. And
Yes, that, just to encompass what you're really talking about the market value of the building, if you don't mind. I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
The market value of the building is one issue. The insurance company, honestly, they only care about the replacement cost of the building. But what you're saying is true, because if an asset gets attached to a judgment, they're going after the market value.
Yeah.
So even more so, you want to make sure you have that protection so that this asset that's growing, that maybe you're going to use it, you're going to sell one day and use it as a retirement fund, you want to make sure that asset is protected. And same thing, it all goes together.
Yeah, and the calls to action in our world, in the financial planning world, really comes from a couple main places. We're so used to getting electronic statements and getting notifications. Even just once a year, I suggest download your entire statement. Look at your whole tax return. Look at your bank, because you can see what you've spent money on. You say, okay, cool, I can spend money on my life insurance, I see rent, I see this, I see mortgage. Take stock of what you own. If you look at that bigger picture, when you actually open your statements, and if you do that maybe around tax time or end of the year when you're signing up for your workplace benefits, you can start to just one thing at a time. What's the easiest next thing that you can do to either progress, where you want to be in your savings, or protect yourself in that matter?
Chuck, is this a service you offer? If I print all this stuff out, can I come in and meet with you and then you can help me go through it? Because I'll be honest, I look at a lot of this stuff and I'm like, it's great.
Absolutely, and I feel the same way when I talk to a lawyer. But yeah, we offer that service from a financial planning standpoint. If you want to come to us and say, what does it take to be a financial planner? We actually have a video on what is financial planning. And if you refer to that video, it really is the kind of the process of sitting down and starting from what is your current situation. Let's look at everything you have and then work into where do you want to go and what are the steps that you can, that you need to get there. First thing I try to tell clients is let's take away what the, quote unquote, hey, I want to work, I want to retire, and then be done at a certain age and get Social Security or live off of my savings. That's great. What are the other things between? What's important to you? Where do you want to be? Like, do you see yourself retiring early or changing careers? Don't just go by the old, hey, I'm going to retire, sit on my porch and drink lemonade. That's cool, but if you have things that are important to you, if you're working with a great financial planner, they're going to want to know about that so that if there's a chance to work that into your plan long term, let's do that. It's about values, but it's also about dollars and cents so that you can do what you want as well. So, hope that helps.
Yeah, I think that's just talk. It's not just talk to a professional. That's it. Talk to more than one if you need to, just to get different opinions. But regardless of different opinions, you'll get the right answer, what's best for you, that you could afford and feel protected.
a lot of people. Okay.
Tom, question for you. What's the language I want to use when I talk to my insurance agent about, I have 2 teen drivers and a 24-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, I think I might need an umbrella. What exactly do I want to say to them, and what amount of money should I be thinking?
That's exactly what you said right there. Ask them what are my bodily injury and property damage coverages right now. Can I max those out? What would that cost me? Because let's face it, that's the bottom line to everything nowadays. What's it going to cost me? And then if I max it out, can I add an umbrella to that? All right. And the umbrella is also going to go over your home, apartment. It's going to ask you about boats. Umbrella is not just for one product. It's for all the products that are in your name. Business assets is a different conversation. It's what's under your personal name. That could be attached.
Thank you.
I think to help yourself, I mean, I don't know about everybody, but I never know, like, how much do I need to retire, right? And then sit down, right? I mean, that's how, I don't know how much I need, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of,
You know how much you like.
Yeah.
You know how much you would like, but
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's it.
that's why you have to talk. I firmly believe you need to surround yourself, whether you're a business owner or not, you need to surround yourself with professionals from different walks of life. The one thing that I like about being in the insurance business is that I talk to people from different businesses and I get an idea what it is about real estate, manufacturing, wholesaling, restaurant businesses, and I get ideas from all those guys. And obviously I talk to mortgage brokers and attorneys, and it helps me protect who I am and know who I can go to if I have a question.
Yeah, so thank you all. We'll still go with Q&A, but just want to thank you for your time, and we'll keep this rolling. But this was fun. Appreciate it. Want to go to a more informal Q&A?